Hello, everyone, and welcome to Havana and to my very first video in this channel. Okay, my name is Radis Bell, and everybody calls me Radi. That would be Radi. That would be a nickname easy for you to learn. Okay, so my idea is like to give you people an overview about some things in Cuba and about Cuba, like for example, architecture, people, food, because I think not everything in Cuba is bad, as some people have been trying to show to foreigners out of Cuba. So I want just to give you a very different overview and a very different perspective about Cuba and our beautiful country. So, in order to show you things and beautiful things about Cuba, we decided to begin here at the Army Square. This is located in Old Havana, and this will be a very specific and a very important landmark because there is a whole history behind this particular place here, which is named El Templete in Spanish, or the Little Temple. Sorry guys, sometimes you have to wait. But meanwhile, I can tell you something. So if you see the tree here, the thing is, in November 16, 1915, or 1519, I'm sorry. So the first mass took place at this place. Okay, so that's why it is considered officially the date Havana was originally founded. Okay, so and then in order to that, that's why this building was set here, right? So in order to give you a little bit more about it, let's go closer to the gates for you to see something really, really, really nice. And then here we have this beautiful painting, by the way, painting by this French author whose remains are right here. And if you take a closer look to the painting, it's a very remarkable representation of the mass that took place back then. And then something to add to this building history is like this one is to be like the very first neoclassic building or neoclassical building in Cuba. And here we are now. Remember I was telling you this place is called the Army Square? Well, there is basically a very strong reason for it. Around the place, around the area, we can still see a lot of or a few buildings that were back then linked to the army. Like for example, back there, you can see the Royal Force Castle, and we are talking about 16th century. Okay, so this was part of the defense for Havana defense back then, and one of the major structures here. Kind of useless because it is actually a little bit like far from the ocean, so they couldn't like heat the ships properly, and the distance was not like close enough to hit the chips back then. Okay, so another construction here would be the second cave palace, which is over there. So we are heading there. And we are right at the beginning with this magnificent building right behind me. Remember the little temple or El Templete? Remember that place whenever you come to Cuba, anytime you come to Cuba, probably. Okay, so guys, it's been a pleasure, and I promise I will bring you some more videos about Cuba and Cubans. So don't miss it. Okay, so please, please, please like, subscribe, and comment, and please feel free to ask.